Welcome to Star Wars Action News, helping Star Wars collectors collect better.
Talking about the trailer, because you guys were saying it gave you goosebumps. The panel for me was, I didn't get in the main room. I didn't even try to get in the main room. The line was started at noon the day before. I was thinking that if there's simulcast rooms, it was Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams. It wasn't George Lucas, so I decided to watch on the screen, and I found my interest waning as there weren't any announcements. Anytime JJ was asked something, he'd just make this pensive look that like he ate something that disagreed with him and wouldn't answer. And Kathleen Kennedy said for the umpteenth time how she took over Lucasfilm. I'm like, okay, let's. I was hoping there was going to be news there.
Wait, but this is where maybe Barrett needs to buy us shots. We do a shot for every time she says that she was brought on by Lucas.
So when the trailer came, they were literally doing the Apple thing because they had touted out the new cast, and that was exciting because I hadn't seen them interviewed before. And John Boyega kind of breaking protocol and getting the nasty look by JJ when he said what he said, which is a little spoiler, so I won't repeat it. So that was more interesting. Then they trotted out the older cast, and that was kind of fun just to see them, you know. But then they brought everybody out for one last bow, and then literally Kathleen Kennedy said, oh, one more thing, like Steve Jobs resurrected. And that's when the trailer came. So after about 50 minutes of get to it, and a half an hour delay of starting, it finally began. And the trailer, I loved the voiceover. It took me back to, you know, the nostalgia of Star Wars, which is what they're driving with these trailers. They want to those prequels. Remember the good movies? That's their marketing campaign. I'm not saying that that's what their marketing is saying. They're bringing the old music, they're bringing the old voiceovers, they put the twist on it with the last line of that trailer, and then it's a montage, and the music was great. The voiceover, it excited me, but I need more there to get really hyped, and I don't know that JJ will ever give it to me. They're calling this the first trailer. They're not calling it teaser number 2, but until I know something about the story, something about the plot, you show me people vamping around, it looks like a video game. It looked a lot like a combo between the Old Republic video game and the Force Unleashed 2 video game. And I'm trying to explain this because I don't want people to think, oh, I'm not hating on the new movies. I'm not. Or I'm hating on JJ. I'm not. He's made some great stuff, like any director, some good hits, some bad things. I'm still cautiously optimistic even after this next trailer because it could go either way. It's a totally new crew doing a totally new Star Wars. No matter what it is, it's a different beast than when it was under Lucas himself.
Oh, I only saw it once, like I said, and the one thing I thought was the end with the Chewie, we're home, just felt really out of place, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just, you know, hey, look, there's people you know here, you heard the voice, and now here's familiar faces too, right?
In a familiar pose, no less. I mean, they went through a lot of recreation details, but I bring this up just because I wanted your guys' response, because I have a feeling, because I'm not at 11 on the trailer, I'm probably at 8 on the trailer, that's so much less than the people who are at 11 that might be whiplash inducing. And I just wanted to bring it up since you guys seemed like you were at 11, that, you know, just to provide a counterpoint of view and hear what you thought about that, and, you know, to say again why you were excited and respond to that, because I know that our listeners in the forums and on Facebook and on Twitter are going to possibly overreact to me going, yeah, it was pretty good.
For me, the trailer was, like I said earlier, going back to being 10. Luke, Han, Leia.
Was Leia in it?
Well, she's going to be in the movie.
Well, yes, okay.
And I wasn't sure, you know, there were some shots that I wasn't sure who it was or who was doing, you know, who's doing what. Those were my childhood heroes, and to know that my childhood heroes are coming back for one more adventure, like, that is enough for me to be at 11. Now, they could break my heart, I'm sure, and I hope they don't.
I'm just going to say this. I wish to God, if I could go back in time, if I had a DeLorean and could go back and change one thing, I would never Crystal Skull, because that is the moment where it just lets me know childhood heroes can be defiled.
You know, one of the reasons why it brought me back was the voiceover. But Mark Hamill is so good at doing voiceover work that's how he kept his career going after Luke Skywalker. And
wouldn't it have been great if he did like a voiceover for that in the Joker voice?
Yeah. And I can't remember who said it, but somebody said that they've heard Mark Hamill talk, but when they heard that voiceover, that was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And that's what the difference was. It was Luke Skywalker talking. And it was so good that I thought it was the original dialogue from Return of the Jedi, because he sounded so much like Luke Skywalker until he made the twist on the end that you have it too.
Yeah, that's no accident. They want you to think that.
And it was such a good job. And that's one of the things that puts me higher than 11. That puts me at a 15 when that happened. And then seeing Chewbacca and Han together again on the Millennium Falcon. I mean, I assume that's what it is, the Millennium Falcon. You see the hallway there.
Probably not the Outrider.
Yes, but he's bent over and everything, and Chewie looks a little older, and
No, he doesn't.
No, Chewie looks fantastic. Chewie had not aged one day.
Do you think
Chewie is the what's his name, Dick Clark of the Star Wars universe?
Do you think, and this isn't my joke, but do you think they had his cane on the end of his bowcaster, and that's why he was kind of linked over like that, leaning on the cane?
I don't know. It looked like Chewie's eyes were a little weird. It looked like maybe he had some Botox done in 30 years.
He did. They were closed.
He's supposed to be dead. I thought it was. I mean, I was probably at 11 on the trailer until the kicker at the end with Han and Chewie. When the very first scene where you see the pullback and you realize that what you're looking at is a Star Destroyer. The redesigned TIE fighters, the redesign, the new spin on all that stuff. I thought that was great, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then you see Han and Chewie, and it's old Harrison Ford, and maybe I will get used to seeing him as Han Solo again. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head of a franchise as ingrained as this, where the characters have come back after so much time. Even Godfather 3 was less than 20 years after Godfather 2. We're going on well over that for these guys. And when I see Carrie Fisher being, in the role of Princess Leia, the way Carrie Fisher looks now, which, I'm not saying anything discouraging about the way Carrie Fisher looks now. It's just she doesn't look like she did 35 years ago. And it might take a little while to retrain ourselves to think that is Han Solo. It's not Harrison Ford in Air Force One.
You know what? Thank you. You have articulated for me what I was trying to earlier, because I think you're right. I think when I saw the Crash Star Destroyer, I'm like, interesting, kind of cool. And then I saw the voiceover coming and everything, and I did get to 11. I think you put it on it is the reason I went to Crystal Skull is seeing old Harrison Ford, but yet he looks better here than he did there, and seeing the pose. I mean, but you've articulated why I kind of fell back a little bit into I need more. They're home. They have a home. Are they on Corellia? I mean, I kind of thought the Millennium Falcon was like their RV.
Yeah, I think the Falcon. I was going with the Falcon was their home. They're on it. They're home. We've all aged, and I'm
not as well as Carrie Fisher. Some of us.
I would expect for the actors to age as well. I think it would be weird if they hadn't aged. So I'm with it. I'm good with it. I think the passage of time is a fascinating thing, and to see how people do change over years, decades, is very fascinating. So I'm really looking forward to see what they all look like, suited up for the new movie.
But yes, they age. We expect them to age. We grew up, so they should also grow up. But would you have felt differently if they had just recast it and they were the same age as they were in the movies almost 40 years ago?
I would have been extremely disappointed if they recasted any of them.
I don't think anybody wants Get Off My Lawn Han Solo. And we didn't get a chance to get a good look at Mark Hamill to see what he looks like, to see if he's more Obi-Wan or more Luke. Or
the beard looks good on him, though. I gotta say, the offset photos, the beard works.
And I think out of all of them, Mark Hamill looking as good as he does in that beard probably surprises me more than anything else, because even though we haven't seen Harrison Ford in the Han Solo role, we've seen him age over the years, and Hamill kind of just shows up here and there as the trickster or whatever, and Carrie Fisher, she hasn't been in jail in a while, so nobody's seen her.
No.
The psych ward, that's what it is.
Rehab, okay? She's taking a vacation. She's needing rest, okay? Let's not get sued for libel. To my knowledge, she has done no time.
2 days in the back of the tank, and she'll be strong enough to shoot hairs off a gun dart, okay? But nobody wants the rough and tumble Harrison Ford that they've gotten used to. We want the smooth kind of, ladies' man Harrison Ford. And can he be a ladies' man at 80 years old?
Firewall Harrison Ford.
Can he be a ladies' man at 80 years old? I don't have a problem seeing Billy D. Lando doing that at 80 years old, but can Harrison Ford do that?
To pull this thing back on the tracks, I would give the trailer probably like an 8, just because I don't give things perfect scores. But but I will say I really like the trailer. The home line made me a little teary-eyed, a little misty. But and I loved the voiceover, the Luke voiceover. I thought that was fantastic.
Indeed, I got to agree with that.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Star Wars Action News with more collecting news and reviews at swactionnews.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. May the pegs be stocked and the Force be with you.